Hey everybody. I just spent the whole night, kind of watching this movie and watching some documentaries. This is the movie called The Island of Dr. Moreau, which came out in 1996. Um, this movie is kind of renowned for having so many problems with the making of this movie was an absolute nightmare, and there's many videos on YouTube that kind of explain why it went so wrong. Marlon Brando had some problems with his daughter and had to leave the set, and to say the least. I mean, you can look into that for yourself. I don't know that it's YouTube friendly about what went on. Val Kilmer was just an absolute nightmare on the set, and him and Brando weren't getting along. And that was the least of the problems with this movie. Everything went wrong. It took 6 months to make. They've got all these people in these hot suits, all these extras that are in these hot, expensive suits all day, and they've got to live in a hotel, and they're taking drugs and doing this and that. You can only imagine. And when you watch this movie, if you just watched it and knew nothing about it, you'd probably think, oh, this isn't really a very good movie, not too memorable, kind of bad. But when you understand what went on behind the scenes to get this movie made, and the problems, and the fact that needed a new director, and the original, like, I'm going to tell you the name of one of the documentaries I watched tonight was called Lost Soul: The Doomed Journey of Richard Stanley's Dr. Moreau, and you can find that on YouTube. It cost me about $2, and I rented that. It's about an hour and a half, and it goes really in depth about why this movie was such a mess, and it's really interesting. Definitely check that out. Um, when you watch these documentaries, there's a few free ones on YouTube as well that explain why, like, it was such a disaster making this. That the documentaries on YouTube go into that. When you understand what went on in this movie with the filming and the problems, you kind of take on a whole new aspect of the movie. It's when you understand the problems that were going on between Brando and Kilmer, and all these issues between the extras. And I mean, a lot of them just, they wanted to get out of there. It was like they were trapped, and they were trapped with these contracts for 6 months, and it was just like everything about it is crazy. It's just insane. And like the movie just, it lost so much money, but they would have lost more money if the movie didn't get made. So it was like, in a way, it was a success that they even got the thing made, because they lost the director, a month in, and had to bring somebody else in. And it's so, but my main point is that this movie gets bashed a lot, but the reason why I made this review is because I want to say that this movie is not actually a bad movie. It's very, if you actually watch it and understand what went on in the movie and the making of it, it's actually a really kind of cool movie. Like, there's a lot of things that you're not going to see in a movie these days, because everything's so CGI. And that's what's so cool about these 90s movies like Waterworld, and movies like this, is they actually had to build all this stuff. You don't see that anymore. Now you just see the CGI. And back then they actually had to make, like on Waterworld, they had to make that big, you know, uh, city in the middle of the ocean. In this movie, every character had to have a living kind of suit that had animatronics, and with the main characters having their facial lips move and stuff. I mean, it's insane. The amount of work that went into this movie, the amount of money that went into this movie, the amount of problems that they had just getting this thing made. It kind of gives you a whole new respect for the movie that you might not have if you just watch it the way it is. And you know what? Brando was amazing in this movie, even though it's rumored that he just kind of mailed this one in, and he was telling people, don't even worry about it, just relax and enjoy your time here, because this movie's going to suck, so just have fun and laugh. And apparently that's what he was saying behind the scenes. But you know what, his acting was really cool. Like, he was just, when I rewatched it, I was like, wow, this guy is so talented that even when he doesn't care, and he's getting, apparently he had an earpiece in, so his lines, he didn't even read his lines, he just had someone tell him his lines, and he said them, what they were saying to him in his ear. So it's just insane, like the amount of detail that behind the scenes that you learn about this movie. And he had that little mini me type character that kind of, they say that inspired the Austin Powers character, the mini me. So there's a lot of cool things about this movie, even though it didn't do well, obviously, at the box office, that it was an original piece of art. And that's why I'm going to say, in a way, it's kind of a masterpiece. And this review is to give it, like, its props in a way. And I think the way that you need to watch it is, you need to watch some of these documentaries about it, and you need to then watch the movie to understand really what went on to have this made. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you agree with me. And you're gonna be in. This will be an interesting night for you to check this movie out. So, anyways, thanks for checking out the review. Leave a comment, leave a like if you enjoyed my points, and leave a comment and if you agree or disagree, and we can discuss this really strange but really in a way cool movie. All right, thanks guys.